Today, we're diving into something I think we've all wondered about. Why do some foods feel, well, impossible to stop eating? We're going to break down the science behind 3 specific ingredients that are literally engineered to make you crave more.
You know that feeling, right? You open a bag of chips and you tell yourself, just a handful. And then, somehow, you look down and the entire bag is gone. You feel kind of guilty, you blame your discipline, but what if I told you it has almost nothing to do with your willpower?
Because here's the real story, the one we're unpacking today. That food was intentionally designed to make you do exactly that, to overeat. It's a system built to completely bypass your body's natural "I'm full" signals. And you know what? It works incredibly well.
Okay, so let's start by just blowing up this whole willpower myth. The food industry, at the end of the day, isn't really focused on nutrition, it's focused on profit. And that profit comes from creating what food scientists call hyper-palatable foods. Products specifically engineered to be absolutely irresistible.
This quote right here really nails the motivation behind it all. I mean, think about it. Selling an apple, a piece of chicken, the profit margin on that is pretty low. But taking super cheap crops, processing the heck out of them, and giving them a shelf life of like a year, now that's where the big money is. The only problem for them is making that stuff taste amazing.
So how do they do it? Well, it turns out they rely on a powerful combination of 3 specific ingredients that you'll find in over 90% of all ultra-processed foods. We're calling this the Unholy Trinity, and once you understand these 3, everything starts to make sense.
All right, ingredient number 1 is maybe the sneakiest of them all: industrial starch. You'll see this on labels as modified food starch or the big one, maltodextrin. Now, this is not the same kind of starch you get in a potato. No, this is an industrial powder engineered to literally break down into pure sugar the second it hits your saliva.
And check this out. This chart really shows you the impact. The glycemic index. It just measures how fast a food spikes your blood sugar. So look, regular table sugar is a 65. Maltodextrin, it can be as high as 180. That is an absolutely insane blood sugar spike, and it's happening instantly.
And here is the craziest part. Because it's technically a starch, it gets classified as a complex carbohydrate. This is a legal loophole that lets companies market stuff as low sugar even when it's packed with an ingredient that hits your system way faster than pure glucose. It's basically invisible sugar.
Now for the second member of our trinity, industrial seed oils. You know, corn oil, soy oil, canola oil. We often call them vegetable oils. But that's kind of funny, right? You can't just squeeze a corn cob and get oil. These require massive industrial processing with chemical solvents and super high heat.
And get ready for this number, 600. That's approximately how many days it can take for your body to fully clear these unstable fats from your cell membranes. 600 days. That is nearly 2 years. So for those 600 days, what's happening? Well, these oils are getting built right into your body's cells. They create this chronic, low-grade inflammation, and they mess with your mitochondria. You know, the tiny little power plants inside your cells that produce all your energy.
Okay, so we've got the instant sugar rush from the starch, and we've got these inflammatory fats from the oils. But the real, let's call it magic, from a food science perspective, is when you combine them. And that brings us to the bliss point trap.
Food scientists have literally spent billions of dollars researching this perfect bliss point. Their entire goal is to find that exact perfect ratio of sugar, fat, and salt that just lights up your brain's reward center with dopamine. But, and this is the whole key, it's designed to do that without triggering your natural signals that say, hey, I'm full.
And this is a super common misunderstanding we gotta clear up. We always think of dopamine as the pleasure molecule, but really, it's the molecule that drives you to seek, to want, to crave something. So that bliss point isn't just designed to make you feel good eating it, it's designed to make you desperately want the next bite.
And all of this locks you into this powerful addiction cycle. So step 1, you eat the food, right? It's got basically no protein, no useful nutrients. Step 2, your brain gets that huge engineered dopamine spike. But then step 3 happens. Your body is still starving for the actual nutrients it needs to feel satisfied, so it sends out even more hunger signals. And boom, step 4, the craving repeats, and you just keep eating, constantly looking for a feeling of fullness that these foods can never, ever give you.
Now, I know this sounds like a pretty grim picture, but it's really not. because the solution isn't about trying to have more willpower than a team of PhD food scientists. The solution is just about having the right knowledge. This is where you actually get to take back all the control. And the solution is so simple. Just ignore all the flashy, colorful marketing on the front of the box. That's all designed to sell you something, not to inform you. The only place the truth lives is on the back, in that little white box with the ingredients list. You just have to turn it over and look.
And here it is. This is your cheat sheet. This is what you're looking for. First, scan for those invisible sugars, like modified starch or maltodextrin. Next, look for those inflammatory industrial seed oils, soy, corn, canola. And finally, look for a long list of added sugars and weird synthetic flavorings that complete that bliss point formula. If a product is built on this unholy trinity, the best thing you can do for yourself is just put it right back on the shelf.
So the next time you're at the grocery store or even just in your own kitchen, I want you to ask yourself this one question. Don't trust the front of the package. Trust the ingredients on the back. Because knowing what's really in your food, that is the first and honestly the most powerful step to taking back control.